Welcome, Noties. You are now tuned in with PVG.
Hey, I'm Pam.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Gabby. And we are here to get you
notarized.
Tonight's show is going to be lit. We are talking about Women's Health Part 2. And we're going to jump right into it.
All right, Women's Health Show.
All right, if y'all didn't catch the first show, please go watch it. It was a really good show, and we had so much information on the first show that we didn't get in. We had to do a part 2.
And the show was fun.
Yeah.
So check it out.
So much information. Hair loss. What else did we talk about?
Trauma and childbirth.
Yeah. Just some really serious topics. It got kind of emotional, but with still a lot of good information.
And we had a lot of good guests as well.
Oh,
right.
yes.
Exactly.
We would like to give a special shout out to our guests. We
Yes.
thank y'all for taking the time out and spending with us.
Yes, y'all go follow My Hairpiece, 817 Manicure Studio, and MUA Tamika Jordan on Instagram. Those ladies came and shared some great experiences, and we really appreciate them being that transparent on the show. It's not easy to tell those kinds of stories. So we'll jump into our first topic, and it looks like heart disease is first on the list. So, wow, I think we always start with the statistics. We talk about it all the time. And it says here, heart disease is the leading cause of death for women in the United States, killing 299,578 women in 2017. Or you can break that down to about 1 in every 5 females. So, and of course for us, the numbers are usually higher. And it says heart disease is the leading cause of the death of African American and white women in the United States. So, wow.
That's 1 in 5.
1 in 5.
For
We have
Hispanic and Asians, they said it's the second leading cause. Cancer is number 1 for that,
Right.
for those ladies. So that's a large, I mean, that's striking.
Right. And if y'all didn't see Heart First, which was one of our first shows, you should probably check that one out too, because we jumped right into that. That's overall health for everyone, but since we're talking about women, we wanted to give those statistics and let you know how serious it is for women right now. And the main causes of heart disease are usually high blood pressure, congestive heart failure,
just coronary artery disease covers so much.
and that is brought on too with high cholesterol, all the fats in your bloodstream, and it's just astronomical the effect that it has on women. And we talked in our men's show, we talked about men, not going to the doctor as much. Honestly, it's a lot of women that don't go the way that they should too, especially those who are on maintenance medications already for high blood pressure. It's when you're on medicine, I always say you should go more than once a year.
Definitely.
Yeah, because if you're making changes and you're trying to get healthier, you may need changes in your medicine throughout the year as well.
As women, cortisol is stored in our stomach. We stress, that's brought on by stress. We go up and down. I know, ladies, y'all have clothes in your closet that range in about 3 sizes, because I know I keep about 5.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just, you never know, your stress level, if you're gaining weight, picking up weight, because we go through those changes. Special shout out to the ladies on the set. We've been losing weight, baby.
Yes, we have.
Okay.
We trying to share some pandemic pain.
Not to toot one horn, but toot.
Well, speaking of that, I just want to mention that a lot of women are overweight. A lot of women don't go to the doctor frequently because they're always taking care of everyone else. And you have to take care of yourself if you want to be there for others. So
If your baby 3, that's not baby fat no more.
Right. And so, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're working, you're taking care, you're being the housekeeper, you're being the, what else?
The lawyer,
the doctor, all
everything.
It's like the DMX song, you know what I'm saying? So you're being all that, but you're not being,
True.
your own advocate for your own health. Because if mama goes down, guess what?
The whole house.
Yeah.
The whole house is gonna go down, isn't it? So I would just say make sure you prioritize your health.
Right.
And y'all, we have to start exercising. Like that's the
We
leading.
do.
I mean, that's the
moving.
number one thing we can
We
do
do,
to
yes.
help. Keep our heart vessels, everything, your whole body
Yeah.
healthy. I mean, it's hard after you think about all the stuff we just named that we have to do. But 30 minutes.
30
At
minutes
least
every
30
day.
At least. Yeah.
And then one change in your diet modification, because I know me personally, been starting to drink water more because we be harping on people that's in the studio.
Yeah.
Definitely harping on others, so we had to harp on ourselves. Point the finger at yourself and just making sure the diet is clean.
Right.
How many salads am I eating, Gabby?
Not too many. She's a rabbit.
I should
Right.
say you eating that rabbit food.
Right. I mean, and one thing about women, we are resilient. So we do tend to take on a lot and not admit that we need help or we need something moved off of our plate.
That would be me.
Or this is just too much this week. Can somebody handle it? I know I have a hard time delegating to other
Don't do
people
it right.
because I'm OCD.
And I
And
said I
so-
was gonna do it.
Yes, and if they're not gonna do it the way I want, I tend to say, you know what, never
just do
mind.
it
I'll just do it myself. And that's not always the healthiest thing to do mentally and physically. Because a lot of times we forget that our mental has everything to do with our physical. So if you are always constantly overwhelmed, you're gonna stress, and like Gabby talked about, your body is gonna start releasing hormones that do more harm than good to your body, especially if you're stressing. The cortisol, getting all that belly fat, higher blood pressure, and usually, during a woman's time of the month, there's this
Oh, the water weight
hormone.
gain.
Yes, and then there's this hormone surge. You want these sweets, you want these foods. It's hard to put it all in perspective and juggle it, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. So I would say like Pam said, start taking time to do things for you and your health. If you work from home, like I do, on your 15-minute breaks, go take a walk. Take a bathroom break and take a walk.
It'll actually clear your head. Exercise
It will
do
help you a
release
lot.
anxiety. It helps
Yeah.
release stress. I know we don't think about it like that. We just have to condition ourselves to.
Well, I'll just say for myself, watch how much alcohol you're drinking and how much water you're not drinking, because that will also raise your blood pressure, and you'll be 30 years old with 150 160 blood pressure. If you don't monitor it, you can keep thinking, oh, okay, it's not really a big deal. Yeah, it's gonna be a big deal when they check that number. And smoking will raise your blood pressure. I'm just being 100% transparent because I want you to learn from me so you don't have to worry about it. If you smoke, check your blood pressure. If you drink a lot, which means I drink every day, okay, go ahead and check your blood pressure. If you stress a lot, check your blood pressure. If you're overweight, check your blood pressure.
Which all
You
those
check your blood
are
pressure.
high risk for heart disease.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
It's
just
just-
know that when you don't monitor your blood pressure, your weight, your blood levels, you are putting your entire body at risk, but particularly your heart.
When your blood pressure is not controlled, that's another thing we want to point out. So some people like, girl, I'm not gonna worry about the numbers. I'm gonna go ahead and just eat right, and they never do, because that's hard to do. When your blood vessels is getting that pressure and changing that pressure, it's stretching. Your heart is a muscle; it's going to stretch. Then you're gonna have an enlarged heart, which is gonna cause other issues, which we're gonna have a Heart First 2 show. You might want to check that out, because there's so many other leading causes, for women as well.
Right. And it's so easy for us to say a lot of the time to do the maintenance, check your blood pressure, watch your numbers, watch your diet, and do the exercise. But we know that when you get busy, it's always a little bit harder to put it in perspective in your daily life. My suggestion is to write things down. That's my go-to for everything, because if I write it down, I'm more than likely going to do it, because I don't like a long list of things. So if I see a lot of things on the list, I have to start knocking things off, because I don't want a long list of things to do. It may be something you can journal. You can write in a diary. Whatever you have to do to keep yourself accountable, set alarms on your phone if that helps you. Hey, at this time every day, I'm going to check my blood pressure every single day. At this point in time, when I know that I just smoked, or I know I'm going to have a glass of wine in the evening, after I drink, I'm going to check my blood pressure just to see how those things are affecting me. Because it's going to affect everyone differently at different times. So if you feel overwhelmed, I've been overwhelmed for the last month, and I have not checked my blood pressure not once, and I was doing it every day. So I am one to say I do understand when you have a lot going on personally, you do stop taking care of yourself. And we have to do better with that. We have to keep each other accountable. I think having an accountability partner, it helps you, because since I've been going through everything that I've been going through, these ladies text me, what have you eaten? Nothing.
With a magnifying glass and a belt.
Have you had some water?
No, so that's a problem.
No, I forgot. You know, she be honest.
Be honest with your accountability partner.
Let's be honest,
you.
so we can pick you
I'm
up.
like, no, I didn't. You know, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I need to pick up my cup and I need to drink something. I need to remember to do that. I need to set an alarm in my phone so that I don't forget to see about myself before I end up sick or having health problems. So that's not selfish. That's not a selfish thing to do, to put your health first so that you can keep your heart first, so that you don't get into these statistics of women that are dying from heart disease.
I mean, just think about it. That's one in all your 5 girls you hang out with. That's going.
I almost would think from the people, I almost think it's higher than that. I feel like they just put the number
You know,
lower.
they said in 2017, so
Yeah, I feel like it would be 3 and 5. The rate that America and Americans are going, I feel like it's 3 and 5.
Well, if you think about it, a lot of people don't have a primary care physician. So this is based on people that actually sought care. There's so many people that, you know, of course, we coming in contact with who don't even know their underlying conditions. They come into the hospital and their blood pressure is 200 over somebody. You know, 180 over something. And it's like, but they're there for something else. So it's, like we saying,
and that's when they get diagnosed. That's how they get diagnosed. Something else happens. The body finally starts shutting down, saying, hey, okay, you got a lot going on. I can't function this way, so this is what I'm doing. And then, boom, you're sick. And you find out, oh, my God, I have high blood pressure. And sometimes that is too little too late. Too little too late, because, you know, some things are reversible, but if you keep going forward with heart failure and coronary artery disease and high cholesterol and you're not making changes, sometimes it's irreversible.
Okay, ladies, we are going to cut to commercial and pay some bills around here because these lights got us looking right. You are now tuned in with PBG of Nurse Notes.
Hi, I'm Pam.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Gabby. And we are here to get you notarized.
Catch our all-new podcast
Every Thursday night from 7 to 8 p.m.
on YouTube, Official Nurse Notes, and Villa Cooler Radio.
You can also watch us on our website at www.officialnursenotes.com.
Please go like, follow, and share on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
See you there, Noties!
Welcome back, Noties. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ladies Edition Part 2. We were gonna come back and give you a little more information that we kind of didn't touch on in great detail in our first topic, and that is the risk factors for heart disease. We just kind of wanted to highlight those really quickly. I think we touched on them a little bit, but just to be really clear, diabetes. A lot of times people don't relate the two things, but diabetes has a great effect on your kidneys And poor kidney function has a really great effect on your blood pressure. So all those things kind of tie in together. And if you have kidney issues, that's gonna make heart disease more prominent for you as well. We talked about being overweight and obesity. Very, very high risk for heart disease.
Yeah, so being overweight is going to make your heart have to pump stronger to actually get the blood circulating, thus increasing your blood pressure, and then of course it's going to damage your kidneys as well. I just want to say for diabetes, if I remember correctly, diabetes affects your arteries because it's going to harden them, just like atherosclerosis, which is the high cholesterol affecting your arteries as well. So, I mean, it can do a lot of damage.
Right. And you got to think about it when we say blood pressure. Look at the word pressure. It's causing pressure in there, so it's causing an inflation. It's going against the grain. So that is just stressing your body. So another risk factor is eating unhealthy, physical inactivity, and drinking too much alcohol.
Right. Everything in moderation, y'all. We tell y'all that all the time. We're not saying that you can't have comfort foods, especially around the holidays. We're coming up on those times where everybody wants the good greens and macaroni and cheese and the ham and turkey, cornbread.
Yeah.
All the good, what we call good food, is not always so good for you. So if you know that on Thanksgiving it's a big deal in your family, a big deal in your house, throughout the year you probably don't want to eat a lot of foods that you eat during the Thanksgiving time, because everything in moderation. And fast food, even though they have some healthy options, I mean, the salads are overpriced. It's $10 for a salad. You can make salad for a week with $10 at home. You can meal prep. It sounds like it's a daunting task, but if you have time on the weekend to prepare for at least the first 3 days of the week, you're doing yourself a real justice by doing that, so that you're less likely to stop at a fast food restaurant and pick up something to eat.
Yep. Saturday through Wednesday, Wednesday through Saturday. That's how you do it.
If you think about it, like, meal prepping is not hard, but it's just like, to me, trying to get something together every day
It's
after
harder.
work is hard.
Yeah,
you know?
it's harder.
Meal prep saves you.
And then on Amazon, y'all know y'all on Prime every day ordering stuff. Amazon
Don't call us out like that.
Listen, Amazon has they have everything you need to meal prep, and it's for reasonable prices.
Sam's
And
get you
Walmart,
like
I was gonna say
$8 for
Walmart,
25.
Sam's,
Exactly.
Dollar Tree.
Yeah, whatever you're spending on fast food,
They got the name
you can
brand
take that
of
money and invest it in a healthier diet. And don't let the hype fool you when people talk about, you see a lot of memes and stuff talking about, oh, well, fast food, if you go here, the hamburger is $1, but the salad is $10. That is true. Stop going there. Take your $10 and go to the grocery store and meal prep.
You can get a little bag of salad. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
you
Sam's
don't
has the
wanna
bag
get
of
the
salad
lettuce.
for $2.37.
Yeah, do what
Take
you
it out
can
the
do.
pack. You ain't got to cut. You can buy the cherry tomatoes and whatever you like on your salad. And I'm not saying salad is the only healthy thing, but it is fast.
You can steam some broccoli in 5 minutes.
Yes, and they
All
have
these-
steamables in the
Chicken and
microwave.
All these.
Crock pot.
And the only reason I speaking of high blood pressure, the only reason I'm giving the side out to the steamables is because the sodium content.
Oh, no,
but
So-
you
I
have
mean
to-
like steamed
so
just
that's
broccoli.
what-
Yeah,
Because I don't like steamed
Yeah.
noodles.
yeah.
So just not keep that in mind, but
We
there's
sure
a lot of
trying.
options.
Yeah, if
when you
it's
wanna take care of
straight
yourself.
vegetables, it's nothing in them.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that has cheese and extra. Once you start going into that, you got to stay away from that. Too many hidden carbs and sugars. You don't want to go that route. But if you need something faster, still steaming vegetables doesn't take a long time, and you can do it in the microwave.
Let's see. When it comes to drinking alcohol, because I know a lot of people, they like alcohol. I'm not gonna say the brand of wine that a lot of us partake in.
I will steal them.
The reason it can increase your blood pressure a lot of times because it dehydrates you
talking
once you
about
become, Patron?
It's gonna dehydrate me.
And then when it dehydrates you, it can, chaser.
Yeah.
You need to not to clear out the Patron taste.
Yeah.
To rehydrate you.
Oh, so you mean don't drink the Stella and chase it with the Patron? You mean chase the
With water?
H2O.
with water? I'm just clearing it up for the people
Now,
like me. at
maybe you
home.
put the Patron in the Stella, then you chase it with water. Maybe that's the way you get your Patron. Or maybe you should probably pick like 3 days in between.
Just pick one.
But you need to be
One or the
drinking
other.
water. Always flush your system.
So that's how we can reduce our risk, is what they saying.
Yes.
Chase it with water.
Chase it with
And
water.
exercise.
Oh.
You gotta move.
Left
Even
cheek, right cheek.
dance.
That's right.
Dance is a way to burn calories. Sex is a way to burn calories. It's fun ways
And endorphins.
to get your activity in. And look,
Can lower your blood pressure.
being real honest, having sex does lower your blood pressure.
It
It does reduce dopamine, which
It
is
does.
just like taking a hit of some drug or something. So
Something.
it really is good for you, especially
Makes
the
your
good
skin look good.
sex, real good sex. So hey,
me so amazing.
hey, get it
Ain't
in.
that what Rihanna said? That I'm just telling y'all what she said.
Okay.
So we acting up in the studio. All right. Okay.
Just saying, get moving.
I
Whatever
was
you
just
gotta
gonna
do.
say take a walk around the block,
Yoga.
but okay.
Look, and couples yoga is getting real
That's
popular.
what, yeah, because it. So
Couples. That mean y'all
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, you go.
Not
you,
that man that's coming to people's house on
Not
Instagram.
talking.
No.
doing
Not
massages.
talking.
Now, like y'all actually go into the studio and do it together. It also increases the libido for the man and the woman, and it makes your sex life better. And it's you burning calories. You can't lose.
Burn calories, however you need to burn.
Yeah.
That's what we gonna tell
what
you.
I'll say is, stress can make your blood pressure go up about 40 points.
Yeah.
That's being nice to you. If
Stress,
you're very,
pain.
stress, pain. If you're like really stressed out, I would seek a clinician that you can talk to. See if you can just either talk therapy or, if you need to make some modifications.
We talked about coping, negative coping, and a lot of people live in a vicious circle of negative coping to
dysfunction
deal with
too.
daily stress, and none of those things help with your blood pressure or anything dealing with your health, so you're at a higher risk for heart disease.
Yeah. You
It's
wonder
just
why-
a vicious cycle.
You wonder why your blood pressure high? It's probably because you got that person. Okay, that's enough. Anyway.
So we're gonna also talk to your doctor. Find you a doctor. Find you a doctor. That's
Yeah.
important, my people. Find you somebody that you can go to that's gonna listen to you. If they're not listening to you, tell them I'm out of here.
Yeah, find
Not
another
paying
one.
you.
There are some good doctors out there,
There
and
is.
sometimes it takes you going through a few to find the care that you need. I just fired my PCP instantly this last time. I reached out to her. I told her what was going on with me personally, and she told me, I can't see you until January because that's not important. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, you fired. I'm done. I won't deal with you. So then since she's been sending me messages.
No, and get on their website.
No, I'm done. And I've already
And
filed my complaint.
Do your reviews.
And I
too.
will say, we keep throwing the term doctor out there. It can be a nurse practitioner too, or a PA, because
Yes, and
you
they
may have
listen.
a better connection
Yes,
with them.
they listen. I had a nurse prac. The doctor that she worked under, he would never see me.
Yeah.
He never had best experience I ever had. I hated
love
that I
my nurse
moved.
prac.
And I gotta.
Yes.
I'm telling you, talk to us. We help you find somebody.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
Ask a nurse.
Smoking
a
put you at
professional.
is on the list for
Quit
high
smoking.
risk. So you're gonna have to cut it.
Put your little patch on.
You're gonna
Put
have
your
to
patch
cut it.
on.
We can't even tell you to bake. That's dangerous too. We had a
Yeah.
show about it. You gotta go watch that
Because you
show.
never know what's in there.
So yeah, those are the highlights we wanted to go over. So we'll go ahead and jump into our next topic, which is cancer amongst women.
That's the second leading cause for most women.
Yes, second leading cause
And definitely
of
for African American women.
yes. So it says here that to improve access to breast and cervical cancer screenings, they passed the Breast and Cervical Cancer Mortality Prevention Act of 1990. So it's a lot easier to get access to care for these things and not have to pay out of pocket.
Which is very important.
Yes.
It is.
A lot, especially in your local areas, maybe your rural clinics and things like that. Look those places up and just start talking to people, making calls, outreach, and find out. They have the mobility.
The mobile clinics.
The mobile clinics. They do them for free. I know for sure in Dallas County
Yeah,
they do.
do.
them.
CDC has a lot of resources for this.
Yes.
So if you're looking for someone locally, there's a lot of funding for this from the government. So there's places where you can go.
Right. Don't forget. Excuse me. I'm sorry. The most important step in breast cancer and finding it is you. Because every month you should be doing your monthly check. You know, raise your arm. Y'all know the routine. Get in there and feel around and see if something is abnormal that you feel in there.
True.
You know, if you feel something like a knot and it's not moving versus whether it's moving, those mean two different things. You still need to be reaching out to your provider saying, hey, I noticed this lump in my breast and it's every time I move, it moves. Or, hey, I noticed this lump, but it won't move and it's painful. A lot of times women notice the change when it's so late and they have a discharge coming, and by that time we know it's late stage of cancer. So really those self-exams are so important.
And you know, I forgot what I was gonna say, y'all.
Hey, it happens. But and then when you go to your if you're on birth control, you need to be doing those self-exams probably twice a month. I had an OBGYN to tell me that I never knew that anything had to do with the other, but she told me, hey, you were doing this twice a month. You know, you should be self-examining. And if you're on a contraceptive, you should also be seeing the OBGYN at least every 3 to 6 months. And they will also do the breast exam, and they're more knowledgeable and trained in it. So those are just as important as well.
We need to remove the stigmas of touching your body. Like, you need to touch your body because you are the first one that should know something's going on. And also talking to the women in your family who has breast cancer, who's had lumps. Because I know my grandma had a lot, but it's just one of those things that they didn't talk about. Back then, it's like, baby, we going to the doctor. And, well, what, you know, they didn't let the kids go, and you didn't know why they were at the hospital or what's going on. So breaking down those walls and talking amongst yourself to know what history you have, because family history is very important.
Right, because I'll say in my family, there's a lot of women have, I guess you can call it just fatty tissue, fibrous tissue in the breast. So you have to know what's normal because you have to start young, performing a self-exam. So when you feel something, it's like, okay, well, this is a change. Right. You go get that.
And also, there's another myth, like with the uterine and cervical cancer. I know, talking to one of my lady friends that's elderly, a lot of women some women had hysterectomies young. You still have a lady part. I don't care if you're using that thing or not. You need to get checked.
Yeah.
I actually have a really good provider, and she educates on everything and does the checks and everything, every single visit. And like Veronica said, I didn't know if you was on birth control that you needed to come see her every 3 months. I know a lot of they put our teens on this birth control and they send them in the world to go forth and sin.
And keep refilling it for months at a time. And you're not going in.
I bet they have documented visits.
Yeah.
Okay, but then
that's not good practice, and that's not the right way to do it. So if you have a provider, especially if you're going to a free clinic and they're just providing you the birth control, all you have to do is go in, get an exam once a year, and they prescribe it the whole year. That's all well and cool, but what if you have something going on to where you shouldn't be taking birth control? What if you're smoking? You're not supposed to be smoking and taking birth control.
And you drink too.
That increases your chances of cancer. And
a blood clot.
Yes.
Sorry to throw that out.
Yes. And something else that I wanted to bring up, cancer is a change in your cell. That's what it is. It is a change in the cells in your body. Our body kills cancer cells every single day. Every single day. It is recognized as something foreign. The body has cells that go in, kill it, eat it up, macrophages. Eat it up. You never know you had it. When you have cancer, it's because the body didn't recognize it, didn't catch it, or was overwhelmed and didn't get a chance to, and then that's when, the cancer cells start to spread, and now you have a problem, you have a mass. And it keeps going forward from there. A lot of times also, with breast cancer, we talked about it being so late stage when women find out. It's not just because of the self-exams, because sometimes you can do a self-exam and you don't feel anything. That's why it's so important that you go see your provider more than once a year if you're sexually active. And if you are over menopausal age, you've already gone through menopause and you're not sexually active, that does not mean you don't need a well woman check.
Yeah. And
If your primary doctor won't do it, find you an
another one,
OBGYN.
'cause-
That is not a reason.
And find you one, because some of those, like her, the OBGYN she reached out to said, no, you've had a hysterectomy, you don't need to come see me.
don't
And
listen to that. That's
fake news.
absolutely nonsense.
I actually had my OBGYN turn me loose. Like, we don't, you don't need them but every 5 years now.
No,
and
ma'am.
so,
No,
you know,
ma'am.
and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just find me another one.
No, ma'am.
You know, you have to advocate for yourself. We
Well, you know,
tell y'all
based
that
on
all the
that
time.
refund back, because insurance won't pay for it now.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
pay cash. Your
Yeah.
health is worth it.
It's not,
It is.
A well woman visit is not that much.
It's not
And
that-
they
it
can
really
be covered.
isn't. And they
through the
probably have a
CDC and
cash.
other programs.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add that if there's a family history of breast cancer, there is testing that you can do to see if you have a certain gene for certain cancers. And if you do have a history of breast cancer, actually any kind of cancer, you should be getting seen. I would get seen probably every 6 months.
And just FYI, anytime you have breast cancer, any surgery related to cancer, the insurance has to cover. I know in Texas that's a federal mandate. It cannot be denied. It does not matter what insurance you have. They cannot deny any surgery related to cancer, breast cancer.
So that's your reconstructive surgery.
So yeah,
And
if
things
you
of
have
that
to have a total mastectomy, a mastopexy, a breast
Mastectomy.
augmentation, everything that they have to do, it's paid for by the insurance if you have breast cancer, and they can't deny your claims. So just know that, and
Somebody
then
gonna try it.
yes, if you don't have insurance and you do, God forbid, develop breast cancer, Medicaid will also take you on the state insurance. So don't go without care. Do not go without care. And if you feel like something is off with your body, 9 times out of 10 it is. I'm just telling you, go with your gut. If you feel like something is wrong, something is wrong. And you keep going until you find somebody who's going to listen and give you the care that you need and deserve.
Yeah, because I don't know what it is with this whole minimizing everyone's thoughts about their own body. I don't know what that is. I guess we keep bringing up insurance and all that. I guess that's what it is. But just know you deserve the best health care in this country. So if somebody doesn't want to give you any kind of treatment or perform a diagnostic, you need to keep searching.
Yeah.
Somebody will do it for you.
Yeah, it's somebody out there that's not just there for the dollar. And honestly, being super transparent, insurance does rule over healthcare. They decide what treatments that you can and can't get, and as much as we don't like it, that's the world we live in, and so we have to adapt to it and learn how to navigate the system. And when you don't know how, you need an advocate. You need somebody to help you get through. That's why Nurse Notes became a thing, so that we can try to help you navigate the healthcare system as much as possible, get you as much education as we can help you get. And as always, if we don't know the answer, we can always find somebody who does.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Over fiction, okay. People, it's a sad world we live in. You paying all this money. Even if you have minimal health care, by the standards, you still paying. So I be telling, my mom used to tell us, nope, y'all going to every appointment. Your daddy paid for it out of his check.
Use your benefits.
Like, my
I
mom
will
will go to
say-
the dentist today.
If you want to know the world we live in, we are dead last. We've been dead last since, I believe, 2004. As one of the wealthiest countries in the world, but the poorest, what can you say?
In health.
Poorest healthcare system. So we rank dead last
So no shade.
as one of the richest. Go ahead.
No shade, but
Shade.
y'all don't wonder why I'm sick of hearing people say, I want an American doctor.
Oh yeah.
Y'all don't know why all these doctors over here doctoring?
Yeah.
Because they healthy where they coming from.
Yeah.
So, get like them. You
And
want to
you
be
know,
like the Joneses? Come on.
We might talk about them, but that's literally why they be like, "Oh, you eat too much." Like, they literally come in. I know it's rude. I understand, but
their bedside manner is not the best, but they're very straightforward. And they will tell you
our bad habits is employing them.
America sugarcoats. They from where they come from. Stop drinking.
They'll tell, hey, you're fat.
You're fat. And you be like, what?
Hey,
I know.
I'm having this and I'm having that. Oh, it's
You're
because
fat.
you're fat.
And low key it might be. It sucks, but
She told me,
die.
the one lady, your vitamin D is low. You need to go outside. I know black people don't go outside.
And she right.
It's like, you right, because I work night shift. And I
that
don't
too.
come out to the sun.
And I don't like to be hot. So yes, ma'am,
And
I don't
sweat.
always go
And my
outside
hair
in the
gonna
heat
get
of the
frizzy.
day.
Period, poo.
Right. So what they're saying is usually the truth. It's just hard to hear
The
and hard
delivery.
to accept. And it's the way they put it out there. But it's really true facts, y'all. We got to
We gotta change.
We got to unemploy them.
Yes.
Let's get healthy.
we got to change the
We gotta
narrative
change.
of
We
how
gotta get in control.
we operate through our daily life, because we are a very unhealthy country.
And as women, we gonna empower y'all. Take charge of y'all's house. We know we the boss anyway. So take charge of your house. Teach your kids healthy habits so it become a habit. That's
Yeah.
one of the things in the African American community. I could say, like, I used to see my brother in. Girl, he was weird. We always said he was adopted. He wasn't of us. But like I would see some of my friends, like they have been running their whole life because their parents run of the Caucasian, experience.
Riding
So
bikes.
I'm just saying they taught their kids to make healthy food choices, because we would be looking at their lunches like, nah, we going over here to the snack line, we eating junk, and they're not. So I mean, let's just change the situation in our own home. So I make sure my kids go exercise, even if I don't. Just like my mama made sure I went to church, even if she didn't.
And I just think about, since you said that, like growing up, I would literally see everybody riding bikes. I used to rollerblade all the time. I used to get like 2 pairs of skates 2 times a year, 2 bikes 2 times a year.
We
You know
were
what I'm saying?
outside.
We were all outside
That is
as
the
a
difference.
family
In,
unit.
it's a generational
It's a
difference.
generational thing.
Baby,
My grandparents
somebody
were
come to
outside.
the house, go outside. We
Yeah.
were always outside.
You playing around
There
us talking.
There was no internet, any of that stuff. Everybody was outside and everybody was
But we
moving
used to
around.
go to the
You put
park
them cans
and
on
walk.
your feet.
Yeah,
It's got to change, y'all.
yeah. We
It's
got to
gotta
get back
change.
to the basics.
Yeah.
All right, so
But Big Mama done made them chitlins and they wasn't down like us because they was outside working and
But my
exercising.
grandma used to
running it
walk
off.
down the street to the church Sunday and Wednesday, and then she walk around the corner. Like,
different
How was you
times.
gonna get the gossip if you weren't walking around the corner? You had to know that Mr. Jimbo was over there with Sister.
man, she better not
Oh,
be telling
that's-
Jimbo.
I'm just saying. That was how we newspaper. That's how you got the news.
Right.
My papa used
All
to do
right,
that.
you guys. I think
Don't
it's
tell
time
me
for
your
us to
Papa
wrap
don't
up.
nurse no show. You ain't trying to start no family problems.
The secret
Papa
show.
was at church. That she don't know what she over there saying.
Stop Gabby now.
Papa was following her in that car.
And stop
when she
Pam.
took too long with
Stop them right now.
that shotgun.
All right, y'all. That's been topic 2. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and cut to commercial.
Pay these bills. Welcome, Notees. You are now tuned in with PVG of Nurse Notes.
Hi, I'm Pam.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Gabby. And we are here to get you notarized. Tune in to our brand new podcast, Official Nurse Notes, on Thursdays from 7 to 8.
Where we'll share our personal journeys as nurses in healthcare.
To help bring access and support to the communities around us.
Make sure you tune in because this show is going to be lit.
See you there, Noties. Welcome back, Notees. Thank you so much once again for tuning in to the Ladies Edition Part 2. We're short a few ladies, but you can always go back and check out that show. It was a great show. So
And subscribe to see more.
Right, yeah.
And
Please
subscribe to their channel.
share.
Tell them how to subscribe.
Should share. So if you go YouTube, Nurse Notes,
Okay.
subscribe.
Is it at the top or the bottom?
It
You
depends
ring
on
the
your
bell,
phone.
right?
It depends on your phone. Just find it.
Find it.
Find it. Subscribe.
Find
Do
it.
that. share, like,
Right.
follow, all those
All that
things.
thing.
We appreciate all the
All
love.
of it. Thank you so much.
And we know y'all missed us. We missed y'all too. So we'll go ahead and jump into our last and final topic, and that is the third leading cause of death among African American women. Wow. And that is stroke.
Like Clarence Carter said, I be stroking.
That's scary.
And we are more likely to die from a stroke than non-Hispanic white women or Hispanics in the United States.
More than 2 in 5 African American women are diagnosed with high blood pressure greater than or equal to 140/90, which is a much higher rate than white women have. And we know that's lifestyle. We talked to y'all about that before.
Lifestyle.
It's not as much genetics as it is lifestyle.
It's lifestyle.
We're not saying that people are not born with heart conditions, but 9 times out of 10, y'all, it's environmental and it's learned, and it's what you are doing in your life that's contributing to high blood pressure. Poor diet and not moving around. Those are the 2 main things.
And then you add smoking on there,
And you're drinking.
and the drinking,
And stress.
It's just a catapult. You just,
So we just keep
that's
talking
bad.
about the same things, y'all. And so I hope that what it's saying to y'all is not that we're repeating the same thing. It's just that it's the same thing.
That's causing everything.
so we're gonna cause
It's
it
a
to
problem.
ourselves.
Yes.
And let's just try to prevent it.
It's just saying that African American women are diagnosed with high rates of obesity and diabetes.
See, they're gonna
Nearly 3 in 5 for obesity, and more than 1 in 8. And those conditions increase your risk of stroke.
So remember when I
Right.
said earlier, I think the number is higher. Pretty much. There you
Pretty
go.
much.
2 in 5 and 3 in 5. Okay,
Right.
that's what I figured.
And then other women, other races are not excluded because stroke is also the 3rd leading cause of death for Hispanic women.
And I think about lifestyle, and I think about diet again.
Right. Because we know that they eat fatty, high cholesterol, fatty foods, a lot of deep fried things.
We still
I'm not
going.
telling you
And
not
I'm
to
getting
go
my
get 'em.
empanadas.
You telling
I'm
me to
just
getting all
run,
that.
I'm
walk
telling
out
you,
sofa peas.
yes, and moderation.
Okay.
As long as you're not eating it 7 days a week, you
As
know.
we typically do in both cultures.
Right.
It's Soul Food Sunday on Monday. So
Right.
but we gotta stop that. We don't have
want
to
some
eat like that. On Sunday and then throughout the week you're gonna have your water, your salads,
Protein shake.
your protein shake. Lost a lot of weight with protein shakes.
Meal replacement is great.
And but once again, high blood pressure is the leading cause of stroke.
It's the main
And it's
risk.
just
We're
'cause
back
tell 'em,
again.
It's because it causes that stress to the heart.
Exactly.
Some people get what's called AFib.
Yep.
So your heart is pumping irregular. It starts to throw blood clots. Guess what that causes?
Stroke.
Then guess who you come see?
Yeah.
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 We don't want to see you. I mean, I don't.
I want to see
Not
you at
sick.
Walmart. I want to see you at
Not
the dollar
sick.
store. I don't want to see you at the
Yeah.
hospital.
Another thing we need to, that's mostly African Americans, is sickle cell. So if you got sickle cell, then we ain't gonna talk about that part. Mostly African Americans. So,
Yes.
it's just one of those things that also can help lead to a stroke.
Yeah. And the crazy part about it, the science in behind sickle cell, y'all really should take some time and read about it because it matters who you have kids with.
Yeah.
Those
does.
things matter. You need to know people's family history before you lay down and have children with them because your
child could be
children
sick.
could be sick and it could have been avoided
Yeah.
if you known that one of you had the gene, the sickle cell trait. I mean,
Yeah.
so it's it sounds like a lot, but old school they used to blood test
Oh yeah.
to get married anyway. They stopped those things and I understand them, but for your own sake, if you don't have children and you're planning to have a family and you're African American, start getting those tests. It's important to know if you have the trait and you get with someone else that has the trait, then you're probably going to have a child with sickle cell.
And that goes under something called family planning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
We gotta get better with that.
we've been
We're
really
looking-
relaxed on a lot of
But we ain't
things
gonna talk about it. We need to have a whole show where we just gonna talk.
older generations didn't
right
know.
now it's being
He might look good,
glamorized
but
to
he's a
be
good daddy.
16 and
Don't
pregnant.
mean he a good daddy.
Yeah.
Don't
That-
mean he had a daddy to know what a good daddy is.
Wow.
It's
You
the
might have to
glamorization.
try it.
It's social media. It's reality TV that's giving
I'm
a
not-
false narrative
Amen.
about what it is to have children and have a family. And I'm sorry, I was a young mom. I was over 18. I was an adult by age, but no, I was not ready to have a child. And I raised my children. Thank God, but everybody doesn't have a strong family system, and everybody is not strong-minded enough to do it on their own. So we need to be talking to our kids not just about safe sex, but no sex, abstinence. Stop.
There's nothing wrong with
Get
that.
your degree. Take
Yes.
to college. Learn a trade if you don't want to go to college. Build your checking and savings account before you bring a child
your
into
credit.
this. Yes, before
Like
you
the
bring a child into this
basics.
world. Family planning. Learn people.
Yeah.
Stop talking to people that slide up on your snap.
Stop bringing them over your house and you just met them.
Okay, why don't
Exactly.
y'all stop posting these naked
That's not
pictures?
safe.
That's child pornography. I just want y'all little children
Oh
to
yeah,
know
you
that.
can't go to jail for that.
And these people, these grown-ups that was watching 16 and Pregnant, what is wrong with you?
They're
Yeah,
crazy.
They kept
I hate
asking me,
that
do I
show.
watch that? I'm
Oh,
not
I
going to
hate
support
that
that
show.
Stop
tomfoolery.
glamorizing these things that
Yeah,
are
pregnancy
are
pack.
harming our kids, killing the whole system, and teaching us unhealthy practices. Because honestly,
Oh, you a glamour?
listen, that's
Oh,
not
yeah,
cute.
that's
I'm
not
sorry,
cute.
but the thing about it all ties together simply because having children young also puts you at risk for heart disease, stroke, and heart attack because your reproductive system is not ready to bear
not
children.
mature.
We have to stop glamorizing these things and have honest conversations with our daughters and our sons because it's not just the girls having the kid.
Yeah.
So we got to start teaching these boys wherever you stick that thing and you get something and it comes out of it, you got to take care of what
Whatever
comes
it
out
is.
of it, whether you like her or not.
Yeah.
Because you are the one that knew that you should have had something on before you went up in there.
You know, I don't
And you
think-
know,
Go
Oklahoma
ahead.
put the onus on the parents now because
Yes,
do
it
you know that
needs
they
to.
can ask for child support from the mama
They
and the
will
daddy
take
if
their
the
check.
kid don't have, if my 16-year-old go get your daughter pregnant, now me and the dad, what, I gotta pay child support.
I
So
don't think-
have
I
a
don't-
conversation.
I don't think I could even look at my kids the same if they like didn't take care of their responsibilities. I don't even think I could talk to them.
Well, you
I'm
got to
telling
go
you the
because I'm
truth.
only paying for one of y'all at this point.
I just
And y'all, all
And
of
I-
this too, as it keeps continuing on in a vicious cycle, the young girls having babies, you know, and they're alone taking care of them, they usually end up in poor health too.
yeah.
It's just a vicious cycle.
She don't know to
Stress,
take the
blood-
baby
yeah.
to the free visit, to the free checkup for your baby. That's why some of our heart defects, some of our birth defects are not caught until your son 15 and he on the football field
Well,
and he
he
passed
passed out.
out.
Well,
And he never
I was
wake
about
up
to say
again.
she got to work 2 jobs to keep to keep the rent, to keep the car, to get to work. I know
Gotta
those
get back
people.
to
then
it,
she's
y'all.
smoking, so she can't take care of
'Cause she's
herself.
stressed.
And then she working 10, 12 hours a day. So, you know, the clinic is always closed by the time she get out. Then she got to get them from school. I got friends. I know.
You know, my
Try to
people didn't
prevent
make
that.
sure I didn't have no kids. They made me babysit their kids. And
It
I
works.
said, Jesus.
It works. 32.
I love all my little cousins, but y'all know what it was, cuz.
5 at a time. 5.
I was
thought it
30.
was working. My tail,
I thought it
my
was
tail
working.
was on birth control, and I still got 2.
And
So
all the-
don't be thinking that birth
Like my
control
mom.
always work
My mama
either.
was 5 kids. She was She was on birth control with all 5 of us.
Baby, if they meant to come here, they
Yes.
gonna come here.
Heard
Don't get me
of them. Have you
wrong.
heard of them?
At the same time, it's okay to plan it out and do it a healthier way. And obesity, y'all, back on the list,
Yeah,
one of the
again.
increased risks of a stroke, just simply being overweight. And that's because the body's working harder and doing all these extra things that it shouldn't have to do to keep you alive. And y'all, the heart is like the size of your fist, but it does a lot of work.
It's your best friend.
If you ever get a chance to look in an anatomy and physiology book, the things that the heart does is amazing, but it can't do those things if it's not healthy.
Help you,
That's
help
true.
you.
Yes, save your life.
And that's
And-
what we're talking about when it start pumping irregular.
And you know it's a reason, like try to run right now. It's a reason you about to pass out. Because your body cannot get the blood that carries the red blood cells, that carries the oxygen to move around and get to your lungs and get you some more oxygen. That's why you can't breathe. So you're so big that you don't have enough oxygen to run.
And tell them
And
it's
it
called the
pumps.
cardiopulmonary system. The heart and the lungs work together. So if
Together.
you're carrying a lot of fluid, it's because you got some backup in there. It's something not pumping right.
And then you smoke.
Some valves not opening the way they should. I had a professor to say the chambers and the valves are like doors in the heart, and you can't get into the rooms without going through those doors. So if those valves are hardened and they're not opening the way they should, and you're getting backflow, man, it's so many things.
Regurgitation.
You're setting yourself up for failure.
And then, of course, it's going to backflow into the lungs as well, and that's how you get pulmonary edema as well, pulmonary congestion into that artery. So it's just like, let's get it together. So we're getting it together.
Yeah.
The ABC.
We 25 pounds.
Yeah. We need to know.
55
Come on.
pounds lighter, y'all.
They killing me because I only lost a little 15.
Inches down there, inches.
The inches count. Don't let nobody tell
So
you.
we're not talking about it. We're being about it. The more we talk about it here, it keeps us accountable. So just know we're
If you
in
need
it.
to blog it on
to win it as
Snapchat
well.
to be accountable, do that.
We're both on a journey, so
Send it
join
to me.
us.
I'll give you next week.
Let's do it.
We might do a little
strength
challenge.
in numbers. It's strength in numbers.
Y'all want to do a
y'all.
challenge? Let us know in the
Yeah, let
comments.
us know if you're down for
we'll
a challenge.
do it. We'll make a whole page for
It
it.
keeps y'all and us accountable, and it makes it more fun, so we don't feel, because lifestyle change is not as
hard.
easy as it sounds, because when you have habits and a routine, you just don't want to make changes, and it's uncomfortable. But y'all see the memes all the time, the memes, whatever you want to call them, saying you got to get uncomfortable if you want something to change. You can't do what you've always done and expect a different result. You got to start making changes.
And we can make the change. With
Most of these health problems that we're talking about can be prevented
It can.
by keeping your medical conditions under control and making healthy lifestyle changes. So just knowing the ABCs of heart and brain health.
Right.
Take aspirin. Aspirin may help reduce your risk for stroke. Talk to your doctor about that.
Yeah.
Because
we don't know what you
might have
got
If you
Yeah.
already, yes,
You don't know what meds
if
you
you're
on.
an alcoholic, let me tell you
Yeah.
something.
Your blood
Don't do it.
Your blood is thin. You
Yeah,
don't want to
real
get
high.
into the aspirin.
Yeah.
Blood pressure. Oh my God, here we go again. That's the B of the ABCs. Maintaining a healthy
real
blood
big
pressure.
too, cause she keep coming back. baby.
Yeah.
Listen,
very
every single
persistent.
time. And listen, they changed those numbers to where they are a little bit higher now. So they're giving people a little bit of grace. A cardiac doctor keeps the old school numbers.
I would.
120 over 70. If
Yep.
you are above that, that's high blood pressure. If I were you, I would go with the cardiac
Yep.
numbers.
Go cardiac.
Because
He studied that whole heart.
because we told you before, your heart is adapting to a higher blood pressure. The body is smart. It's gonna work harder to adapt to how you treat it to keep you alive. But why do you want to keep putting yourself at risk of heart attack and stroke?
I'm
And
just
see, it's
saying.
cholesterol.
Yeah. And that goes back to your diet. Butter, high fat foods, fried foods all the time. You're gonna have high cholesterol if you eat foods
Get
like
out the
that
canes,
all
man.
the time.
Watch out.
Oh,
That's my treat.
No shade. And she's so good. She only go get 2 little chicken.
I'll go get 2 little chicken
Baby, I
breasts
get
and
the
a
whole
sauce.
I haven't
Piece
used
with
the
the
air fryer
fries.
method, but I heard that
Air
the air
fryer
fryer
works
works
amazing.
good.
I used to
So
when I was
you
on a
might want to
travel
look
assignment.
into it if it may be
Get you a
something.
good recipe.
I
I
got
mine.
one.
Me and my kids threw them chicken strips in the
Man, I
trash.
made
Yeah.
steak in the air fryer. I made wings, ranch
Now the
wings in the
wings?
air fryer.
Yeah, I heard that the wings
Ooh.
are usually pretty
Because
good.
I like crispy wings.
Yeah, I like. So it's grilling.
Yeah.
Get you a George Foreman if you're
Little
not
electric
the
smoke
type
for the
to.
back
I was just
Yeah.
about to say, I ain't talking about the grill outside because a lot of time carcinogens are released with all the smoke. So I would do an electric
I'll be
grill.
eating
But it
some.
still tastes good. It still tastes good.
Yeah, just try something different that you haven't done. You might just like it.
Y'all, Central Mark, I might not supposed to say where I go, but they got some chicken sausage, because you know I love some sausage when I'm grilling. They was actually smacking. Because I was skeptical.
I gotta go
like
there.
my
I live
pork
right
beef
down the
sausage.
street from that place.
I've
Chicken
never heard of
sausage.
chicken sausage in my
Oh
life.
my God, they were good. Like, you
Wow.
know, like the
'Cause, I mean,
sausage, that
sausage
everybody
really
wants
is
them
just
hot
the
links.
casing.
Y'all know y'all
I mean,
you know, y'all
yeah.
like them hot links when we grilling. I do.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, go and throw me one on her before I hit the road.
That's what she said.
I ain't lying. Okay, so Marcus said we
That
gotta
was
wrap
good,
it up.
y'all.
But they know I was trying to get that.
She
That
wanted,
wing to
she
go.
wanted the link to go.
I
She
wanted
did.
to go.
Hey.
So, but chicken, they had. Oh my God,
One
we ain't gonna talk
greatest
about that.
barbecue
Y'all know
I
I
know,
love food.
child.
But we're gonna cut to commercial. We're gonna pay the bills that gets these lights right for us, y'all, and we'll be back.
back, no tease. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's show, the Ladies Edition Part 2. We had some facts for y'all on the first show that we never got a chance to discuss because we were so hard into those other topics. So
other conversations.
right. So I hope that if nothing else, what you got out of the show has helped you to see maybe some ways that you can make some changes to be healthier, a more fit you, and lower your risk of heart disease, heart attack, stroke, diabetes. All of these illnesses run together like a clique. They do. They just like the best friends you don't want. That bad circle, that bad circle that everybody tell you to stay out of, watch your circle. Y'all don't want to get in the circle of those illnesses because once you get one, higher risk for the next one and the next one. And then when one is out of control, the other one is too.
It's like a
Stay out the way.
Like us, because when one of us get out of control, the other two that she trying to talk about us.
Vicious circle. Just saying, stay away from the things that are causing problems with your health. Whether it's overeating, too much fast food, unhealthy diet, not exercising, whatever, smoking, whatever it is, no self-care. Because we tell y'all that all the time too. You have to make time for yourself in order to and that's not just for women, that's men too. Y'all have to start doing some self-care.
Get y'all's feet done. I'm trying to tell you it's the whole experience, but
and even if you're low on funds, there's things you can do for self-care. You can sit and meditate. Self-care also comes from having a clean space, redecorate, organize your life. Maybe you just walk around outside. I don't know, plant something.
Clean out your drum.
I like to write. I like to write poetry. That right there is like a whole safe place for me. It makes me calm.
I ain't gonna tell y'all.
I hadn't had a chance to write because it's been a crazy month. But when I get back to it, I got some content. I have some stuff to write about. So whatever it is that gets you to a place where you feel centered, that's when your body is in homeostasis and functioning at its best.
Sleep well.
Yes.
Getting your sleep. That's gonna keep your tissue perfusing how it needs to. And like we said, self-care. Go to the beauty school. You can get the same hairdo. The instructor there, they
massages at the massage school or $20 and $35. It's all within your reach. And more than likely, it's something that you're doing that's unhealthy that if you cut it out, you can do something healthier for yourself. And y'all, the diet and all that stuff ties right back into self-care because, especially sleep. Because the more that you put in your body that's not good for you, the harder your body has to work at night to clean it up. So you need more sleep. So if you wake up groggy and tired all the time, you're not getting enough sleep, and that's because your body needs longer time to rest to clean up what you messed up.
I can't tell you how many times I helped a friend out by getting them a hotel room and just letting them go sleep. Like getting a bath and just soaking. One time I fell asleep in bed. But anyway, it was a jacuzzi tub. But just getting you a room, take you a bath, go to bed. That's all you need. Wake up, it's a whole new day.
Women, change the conversation in your life. Don't feel selfish if you're a mom and you working and you take time for you. Them kids gonna be alright. They got somebody to watch them. Look, I might watch them about 2 hours. I don't know if no kids is bad.
I'm sorry.
They can't spend the whole night.
You don't have to be there. You need at least an hour a day for you.
It takes my time.
There's nothing wrong with it. You don't have to wait. I don't think you have to wait till they're asleep either, because now you don't even have time.
It's not healthy for you to be with your kids all the time and never get away, because then you start being mean to them, snappy with them, short with them. You don't have time for because you get overwhelmed, and the next time I'm speaking from experience. You know, when every time I hear mama, mama, hey boy,
who's your mammy?
Go sit down. You know, that's what you're saying, because you just came in here and ate something 20 minutes ago. Go sit down. It's not that they're probably not hungry. I'm just tired of hearing them come in there and say something to me.
I teach my kids, and if you didn't kept my kids, you know this is facts. We do personal time. because when I went to 8 to 5 on day shift, Lord Jesus, I don't know how people do that.
That was a lot.
It was a lot. I was overstimulated by the time I got home, so they just coming home from school. I'd be like, y'all, let's do our personal time. Y'all go to y'all's rooms, I'ma go to mine. And we'll reconvene in 20 minutes. Y'all, it was so
Smart.
refreshing. And they ask for it. Like, if you forget to do that, they be like, Mama, we not gonna get our personal time today. Like, when the babysitter come, they be like, we not gonna get our personal time. Teach them.
But
they
I
need
think,
it.
I think that's good. I was about to say, I think that's good for everybody because we're always stimulated by something. It's, I go to school, they talking to me, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. I get time to just be me and have a thought. I think that's great to teach your kids that. I just wanna know what our viewers are gonna start doing. So I would
Let
love
us
if they
know in
could
the
leave
comments, yeah.
little comments saying what step they're gonna do to make themselves, to kind of, I guess, go in a healthier lifestyle. If they could just leave a comment saying that.
And simple changes lead to more aggressive changes. If you start out with something simple, all the other stuff just comes naturally. Because you can't, if you start doing that one thing and something is gonna stop it, you're not gonna let that one thing stop you from doing it. So it's just start. Just start somewhere making a choice. And I just wanted us, we didn't really talk about it a lot, but y'all, all of these things affect your sexual health too, especially for women. So if you're eating poor, you're always tired, heart problems, all these things, when you're sick, it affects your sexual health, especially bladder health and things like that. So just, it all circles back. So take care of yourself.
We gonna have a show about Lady J.
Yeah.
The vajayjay later.
Yeah.
But we just got so much content to get out, Lord. I don't know how they gonna act. We gonna have to give them a sedative before we do that show. Because I don't know how they gonna act on that show. So that's the other thing we gonna work on. We gonna have to really pre-record that one.
And to see that show, you need to subscribe. So when we load it, it'll just...
We might need to
don't
put that one on
forget.
Skinamax.
If you're not following us, go subscribe on YouTube. It's a lot easier than trying to watch it on Facebook. If you don't, fine, watch it. Mila Cooler. You can watch it on Facebook. You can follow them. Share, like, follow, subscribe. Share, like, follow, subscribe.
In that order.
See you later, Noties.
Bye, Noties.
Nurse Notes is the brand new